Imagine being stuck somewhere you can never leave, and realizing that there is something inside the forest that wants you gone. Life in From is like that every single day. So let's rewind to episode 1 and watch how it all begins. The show opens with Boyd Stevens, the sheriff, walking down the street, ringing a bell as the townspeople rush home. Over at a small diner, Sarah Myers tells guests that it's closing time. Meanwhile, Kenny is playing chess with his father, Bing Qian, and as usual, he loses. Then Christy walks in and tells Bing it's time to go downstairs. Bing gets confused and angry, but Christy eventually convinces him to go downstairs with Gina. After making sure that everyone is inside their homes, Boyd reaches the post office where a sign reveals they've gone 96 nights without incident. Meanwhile, at Tom's bar, Frank is passed out drunk. His daughter Megan asks her mom Lauren if he's really coming back like he promised, but Lauren brushes it off. She tells Megan to go inside and say her prayers. When Megan finishes her prayers, she hears a knock at her window. The woman outside says she's her grandmother and tells her to open the window. Megan hesitates, but she opens the window, and in an instant the creature attacks, killing both Lauren and Megan. After this horrific incident, Frank reaches his home in the morning, and Boyd immediately slaps him for not nailing his windows shut. Boyd forces Frank to face the consequences, and instructs Kenny, the deputy, to lock him up. We then meet the Matthews family, driving in their RV. Jim Matthews is at the wheel, with Tabitha beside him. And their kids, Julie and Ethan, are in the back. They stop in front of a fallen tree. Jim tries to navigate, but the situation worsens as they reach Fromville. Ethan notices that every vehicle in the town has flat tires. Eventually, Jim stops the RV at the funeral for Lauren and Megan. Jim asks Boyd how he can reach the highway, and Boyd instructs Jim to continue up the hill to reach the highway. Jim keeps driving, but they can't leave the town. There's no way out now. Suddenly, Jim spots another car on the road. To avoid a collision, Jim swerves off the road and the RV flips. Jim and his family, especially Ethan, are injured and trapped. Meanwhile, the man in the second car reaches the town and tells Boyd and Kenny about the accident. Kenny takes him to the clinic, and he tells Christy that his name is Toby. Meanwhile, another man struggles to pull himself out of the back of Toby's car. Boyd reaches the accident site and checks on Jim and the others, assuring them that more help is on the way. Boyd helps Julie out of the RV first, while others arrive at the accident site. Christy immediately begins checking on Jade, the second man in the car. Meanwhile, at the clinic, Sarah helps Toby take a drink, reassuring him that he's safe now. Toby asks if everyone is okay. Sarah replies, no. He begins to confess that he shouldn't have done something. As he freaks out, Sarah leans in, seeming to reassure him. But then, in a sudden fatal move, she strikes, ending his life. Back at the accident site, Ellis and Kenny pull Tabitha out of the RV. Christy tells Boyd that Ethan is stable, but a table leg has pierced his thigh. They can't just pull him out. It will take at least an hour to do it properly. Boyd pulls out the talisman and asks whether Christy can stitch the kid up in the RV. Boyd tries to convince the Matthews family that they need to go inside somewhere, because it is not safe to wander around at night in this town. Eventually, they agree, and Jim goes back into the RV, where Christy asks if they have any lamps or lanterns. Meanwhile, others try to reach the town before dark. However, their truck hits the spike strips that Kenny and Boyd had set earlier to stop Jim's RV. Father Kotri assures them they'll be okay if they make it to Colony House, but Kenny warns them to run as fast as they can, no matter what they see. Jim presses Boyd for an explanation about keeping the RV safe, but Boyd insists there are things he won't understand. Then, Boyd hears a haunting noise outside, compelling him to peek out. Boyd says that they are coming, as a group of people emerges, walking toward the RV. And that's it from the episode 1 of From. This episode sets the tone perfectly for upcoming episodes. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more such videos, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next in From.